Are you really content to live a life half lived, or are you just too comfortable pretending that's all you're capable of? Let that question sting for a moment. Let it burrow deep into your soul, because it's not an accusation, it's a mirror. Most people, maybe even you, are walking through life with their eyes half closed, convinced their dreams are too big, too distant, or too absurd to chase. They've bought the lie that potential is a luxury, reserved for the chosen few, the Edisons, the Carnegies, the Musks of the world. But what if I told you that the only thing separating you from them isn't talent, luck, or circumstance, but belief? Belief so fierce, so unshakable, that it bends reality to its will. Most people fail to believe in their own potential not because they lack it, but because they've never dared to confront the truth of what they could become. This is your wake-up call. This is the moment you stop settling for the shadows and start forging your own light. Picture a man in 1870, hunched over a flickering oil lamp, scribbling ideas that the world called foolish. Thomas Edison wasn't born a genius. He was born stubborn. He failed 1,000 times before the light bulb glowed. But what kept him going wasn't a guarantee of success. It was a belief that the impossible was just a puzzle waiting to be solved. Now think of you standing in 2025, scrolling through a world screaming at you to conform, to shrink, to accept mediocrity as your birthright. The same fire that burned in Edison burns in you, but you've let it smolder, haven't you? You've let doubt, fear, and the opinions of others douse it with cold water. The tragedy isn't that you don't have potential, it's that you've been conditioned to believe it's not enough. Let's start with mindset, because that's where the battle begins. Your mind is a battlefield, and every day you're either arming yourself with conviction or surrendering to defeat. That relentless sage of success, said that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Sounds simple, but it's a blade that cuts deep. Most people conceive grand ideas, a business that changes the world, a book that inspires millions, a life of freedom and impact, but they stop short of believing. They let the world's noise drown out their inner voice. They look at the Carnegies who built empires from nothing, or the Disneys who turned a mouse into a legacy, and think, that's not for me. Why? Because they've let their mindset be shaped by limitation, not possibility. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant grows. If you sow seeds of doubt, comparison, and excuses, you'll harvest a life of regret. But if you plant seeds of courage, clarity, and relentless belief, you'll grow something extraordinary. Consider Henry Ford. When he envisioned a car for every American, the world laughed. Engineers said it was impossible. Investors called it a pipe dream. But Ford didn't just dream, he believed. He saw the future not as it was, but as it could be, and he bent his mind to make it real. That's the power of mindset. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about reshaping it. Right now, your mind is either your greatest ally or your fiercest enemy. Which is it? Are you cultivating a garden of potential, or are you letting weeds choke it out? Belief is the spark that ignites the fire. It's not enough to want something. You have to believe you're worthy of it. Most people fail here because they've been taught to doubt themselves. From childhood, we're fed a steady diet of be realistic, don't aim too high, stay in your lane. Society builds cages around your potential and hands you the key, but you've been convinced it doesn't fit the lock. Look at Abraham Lincoln. Born in a log cabin, mocked for his lanky frame and unpolished speech, he could have accepted the world's verdict that he was destined for obscurity. But he believed in something greater, a vision of a united nation, a purpose bigger than himself. That belief carried him through failure after failure, through loss and ridicule, until he stood as one of history's greatest leaders. What do you believe about yourself? Not what your parents told you, not what your boss thinks, not what your bank account whispers in the dead of night. What do you believe? If you don't believe you're capable of greatness, no amount of talent or opportunity will save you. Belief isn't blind optimism, it's a choice. It's choosing to see yourself not as a product of your past, but as the architect of your future. Elon Musk didn't build Tesla or SpaceX because he was smarter than everyone else. He built them because he believed the impossible was negotiable. He believed that humanity could live among the stars, and he spent his life proving it. What would happen if you believed in your potential with that kind of ferocity? What would you dare to create? Clarity is the next step, because belief without direction is like a ship without a compass. You can have all the passion in the world, but if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up nowhere. Most people drift through life chasing shiny distractions, money, status, likes on a screen, because they've never taken the time to get clear on what matters. I call this a definite chief aim. It's not a vague wish or a fleeting daydream. It's a burning obsession that consumes you. Walt Disney didn't just want to make cartoons. He wanted to create worlds that sparked joy in every heart. That clarity drove him through bankruptcy, betrayal, and skepticism until he built an empire of imagination. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast forest, the path ahead shrouded in mist. Most people freeze, afraid to take a step because they can't see the destination. But clarity isn't about seeing the whole path. It's about knowing the direction. It's about asking yourself the hard questions. What do I want? Why do I want it? What am I willing to sacrifice to get it? Clarity comes from stripping away the noise and listening to the quiet voice within the one that knows who you were born to be. Steve Jobs didn't just build computers. He saw a world where technology empowered creativity. That vision was his North Star, guiding every decision, every risk. What's your North Star? If you don't know, you're already lost. Vision is where clarity transforms into something tangible. It's the ability to see what doesn't yet exist and will it into being. Vision is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they can't see beyond today's struggles. They're trapped in the quicksand of the present, unable to imagine a future where they've won. But vision isn't just imagination, it's creation. It's painting a picture so vivid, so real, that it pulls you forward like a magnet. Think of J.K. Rowling, scribbling Harry Potter in the cafe, broken, yet seeing a world of magic so clearly that she couldn't stop writing. That vision wasn't just a story, it was her salvation. Your vision is your blueprint. It's the cathedral you're building, stone by stone, even when the world calls it a fantasy. I taught that every great achievement begins with a vision so powerful it feels like destiny. When Oprah Winfrey was a young girl mocked for her poverty and her skin, she didn't see a victim. She saw a woman who could change the world with her voice. That vision carried her through rejection, abuse, and every obstacle life threw at her. What do you see when you close your eyes? Not what the world tells you is possible, but what you know in your bones you were born to create. That's your vision. Hold it tight, because it's the map to your potential. Purpose is the fuel that keeps the vision alive. Without purpose, even the clearest vision fades. Purpose is the why behind your dreams, the reason you get up when the world knocks you down. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they've never connected their actions to a deeper purpose. They chase goals for the sake of chasing, not because they mean something. But purpose isn't found in fleeting pleasures or external rewards. It's found in the impact you want to leave on the world. Consider Nelson Mandela. 27 years in a prison cell could have broken his spirit, but his purpose to end apartheid and unite a nation was stronger than the bars that held him. That purpose wasn't just a goal. It was his reason for existing. What's your purpose? If you can't answer that, you're not living. You're just existing. Purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It just has to be yours. Maybe it's raising a family that breaks the cycle of pain you grew up in. Maybe it's building a business that solves a problem no one else sees. Maybe it's creating art that makes one person feel less alone. Purpose is personal, but it's always bigger than you. It's the thread that ties your vision to your soul, giving you the strength to keep going when the world says stop. Without purpose, potential is just a seed that never grows. With it, you become unstoppable. Discipline is where purpose meets reality. It's the bridge between what you want and what you achieve. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they lack the discipline to back it up. They want the rewards without the work, the glory without the grind. But discipline isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. It's showing up when you're tired, when you're scared, when the world feels like it's conspiring against you. Look at Michael Jordan. He wasn't born the greatest basketball player. He became it through relentless discipline. While his teammates slept, he practiced. While they partied, he trained. His belief in his potential was forged in the sweat of his daily choices. Discipline is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows stronger with use. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic overhauls. It's about the small, deliberate actions you take every day. Writing one page, running 1 mile, making one call. Each choice is a brick in the foundation of your future. I said that self-discipline begins with the mastery of your thoughts. If you can't control what you think, you can't control what you do. Most people let their thoughts run wild, doubt, fear, distraction, and then wonder why their lives feel chaotic. Discipline starts in your mind. It's choosing to focus on what moves you forward, not what holds you back. What choice will you make today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Action is the spark that brings discipline to life. Belief, clarity, vision, purpose, discipline, they're all meaningless without action. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect permission. They're paralyzed by what ifs and not yets. But action isn't about being ready, it's about being willing. It's about taking the first step, even when it's messy, even when it's scary. Consider Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She didn't have an MBA or a trust fund. She had an idea and the courage to act on it. She knocked on doors, faced rejection, and kept going, turning a simple concept into a billion-dollar empire. Action made her belief real. Every great achievement in history was born from action. The Wright brothers didn't just dream of flight, they built wings and crashed until they soared. Action is the crucible where potential is tested. It's not enough to believe you can do something. You have to prove it, not to the world, but to yourself. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a declaration. I am capable. I am enough. Most people stay stuck because they're afraid to act and fail. But failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the path to it. What action will you take today? Not the safe one, not the easy one, but the one that scares you. The one that says, I believe in my potential. Gratitude is the lens that keeps your actions grounded. It's easy to get lost in the pursuit of more success, more money, more recognition, and forget what you already had. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they're too busy focusing on what they lack. They compare themselves to others, measure their worth by external markers, and lose sight of the miracles already in their life. Gratitude isn't just saying thank you for the good days. It's finding meaning in the hard ones. It's recognizing that every struggle, every setback is a lesson shaping you into who you're meant to be. Think of Oprah again. She didn't rise from poverty to power by dwelling on what she didn't have. She was grateful for every opportunity, every small win, every moment of grace. Gratitude fueled her belief in what was possible. When you're grateful, you see abundance, not scarcity. You see potential, not limitation. I believe that gratitude transforms your perspective, turning obstacles into opportunities. Try this. Right now, name 3 things you're grateful for. Not the obvious ones, but the ones you overlook: the breath in your lungs, the chance to try again, the spark of an idea that won't let you go. Gratitude doesn't just change your mind. It changes your reality. Adaptability is the art of thriving in a world that's always changing. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they're rigid, clinging to plans or identities that no longer serve them. They see change as a threat, not a chance to grow. But the greatest minds in history were masters of adaptation. When Thomas Edison's factory burned down, destroying years of work, he didn't quit. He saw it as an opportunity to start fresh. At 64 years old, he rebuilt because his belief in his potential was stronger than any setback. Adaptability isn't about abandoning your vision. It's about finding new ways to reach it. Look at the world today. Technology shifts faster than you can blink. Industries rise and fall overnight. If you can't adapt, you'll be left behind. But if you can, you'll find opportunities where others see chaos. Consider Netflix. It started as a DVD rental service, but when the world moved to streaming, it didn't cling to the past, it pivoted. That adaptability turned it into a global giant. Your potential isn't tied to one path or one plan. It's tied to your ability to evolve. What's one thing you're holding on to that's no longer serving you? Let it go. Not because you failed, but because you're ready to grow. Resilience is the steel in your spine when the world tries to break you. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they crumble at the first sign of resistance. They see failure as proof they're not enough, when it's really proof they're on the right path. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain, it's about walking through it. Look at J.K. Rowling again. 12 publishers rejected Harry Potter. 12. Most people would have stopped at one, but she kept going because her belief in her story and herself was unbreakable. Resilience is what turns dreams into legacies. Every great figure in history faced moments that could have crushed them. Lincoln lost elections. Ford faced bankruptcy. Musk's companies teetered on the edge of failure. But they didn't quit, because resilience isn't just enduring, it's growing stronger through the struggle. Right now, you're carrying scars from battles you fought. Don't hide them. They're not signs of weakness. They're proof of your strength. I said that every adversity carries the seed of an equivalent benefit. Your job is to find it. What's the lesson in your latest failure? What's the opportunity in your current struggle? Resilience isn't just surviving, it's thriving. Learning is the engine that powers resilience. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they stop learning. They think they've reached the limit of their knowledge, their skills, their growth. But potential isn't fixed, it expands with every lesson you embrace. Consider Benjamin Franklin. He wasn't just a statesman or an inventor, he was a relentless learner. From printing to politics to electricity, he never stopped seeking knowledge because he knew that growth was the key to unlocking his potential. In 2025, the world is a classroom. Books, podcasts, mentors, even failures, every moment is a chance to learn. Learning isn't about collecting facts. It's about transforming yourself. It's about asking, what don't I know yet? And having the humility to seek answers. Most people cling to what's comfortable, avoiding the discomfort of growth. But comfort is the enemy of potential. Every time you learn something new, how to code, how to communicate, how to fail better, you're adding another tool to your arsenal. Think of Elon Musk again. He didn't start as a rocket scientist, but he taught himself enough to build SpaceX. What could you teach yourself if you stopped making excuses? Learning isn't a destination. It's a journey that never ends. Now, as you stand at the crossroads of your life, let's bring this full circle. You've heard the stories: Edison, Lincoln, Rowling, Musk, men and women who weren't born extraordinary, but became it through belief, clarity, vision, purpose, discipline, action, gratitude, adaptability, resilience, and learning. These aren't just principles. They're the blueprint for unlocking your potential. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they let the world define their limits. They let fear, doubt, or distractions steal their fire. But you're different. You're here, listening, because something inside you refuses to settle. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming who you already are. Deep down, you know you're capable of more. You feel it in the quiet moments when the world's noise fades and you hear that whisper of possibility. That's not a fantasy, that's your potential calling. It's not asking for permission, it's demanding action. The question isn't whether you have what it takes, it's whether you will choose to believe it. I said that desire is the starting point of all achievement. What do you desire? Not what the world tells you to want, but what sets your soul on fire. Picture yourself a year from now. Not the version of you that stays stuck, scrolling through life, chasing distractions, Picture the version of you that dared to believe, the one who took the first step, then the next, until the impossible became inevitable. That version of you isn't a dream, it's a decision. It's a choice to stop doubting, to stop waiting, to stop apologizing for wanting more. Your potential isn't a gift handed to you, it's a fire you ignite, and it starts now. So, what will you do with this moment? Will you let it slip through your fingers, or will you seize it? The world is full of people who let their potential gather dust. But you're not one of them. You're here because you know there's more. You know that the life you want isn't just possible, it's waiting. Believe in it, act on it, build it. The only thing standing between you and your potential is the choice you make right now. Choose to believe. Choose to become. Choose to burn so brightly that the world can't look away. The world doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It spins on, relentless, indifferent to your hesitations, your fears, your excuses. Yet here you are, standing at the edge of your own becoming, with a choice that feels like a spark in the dark. Will you fan it into a flame or let it flicker out? Most people fail to believe in their own potential because they treat life like a rehearsal, waiting for a script that never comes. But the great ones, those who leave their mark, know that life is the performance, and every moment is a chance to step into the role you were born to play. You're not here to watch from the sidelines. You're here to write your own story, to carve your name into the stone of history, not with arrogance, but with the quiet conviction that you were made for more. Let's talk about courage, because belief without courage is just a wish. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to act despite it. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they let fear write their story. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. They see the mountain ahead and turn back, convinced the climb is too steep. But courage isn't about being fearless. It's about being faithful to your vision. Look at Harriet Tubman, born into slavery, hunted like prey. She could have accepted her chains as her fate. Instead, she chose courage, not just to free herself, but to risk her life again and again to free others. Her belief in her potential wasn't just for her, it was for a cause greater than herself. What's your mountain? Maybe it's starting that business you've been dreaming of, leaving a job that's draining your soul, or speaking your truth when the world wants you to stay silent. Courage doesn't mean you won't tremble. It means you walk forward anyway. Napoleon Hill wrote that every great achievement is born from a decision to act in the face of fear. Think of Steve Wozniak, tinkering in a garage with Steve Jobs, building a computer that would change the world. They weren't fearless, they were audacious. They believed their vision was worth the risk, and they acted. Courage is the bridge between your potential and your reality. What's one step you can take today, not when you're ready, but right now, to cross that bridge? Faith is the silent partner of courage. It's not just religious faith, though that can guide you. It's faith in yourself, in your purpose, in the unseen possibilities that lie beyond the horizon. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they lack this faith. They demand proof before they'll take a leap, but faith doesn't work that way. It's believing in the harvest before you plant the seed. Consider Martin Luther King Jr. when he stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial speaking of a dream that seemed impossible. He wasn't speaking from certainty, he was speaking from faith. Faith that his vision of equality could become reality. Faith that his actions could bend the arc of history. That faith wasn't blind, it was built on conviction, on a belief so deep it moved mountains. Where is your faith? Not in the world's promises, which are fickle, or in the approval of others, which is fleeting. Your faith must be in yourself, in the spark of divinity that burns in your chest, in the potential that's been there all along. Napoleon Hill called this the infinite intelligence, the universal force that flows through those who believe they're part of something bigger. Faith doesn't eliminate doubt, it overpowers it. It's the voice that says, keep going, when everything else screams, give up. Right now, close your eyes and ask yourself, what would I do if I had absolute faith in my potential? Let that answer guide your next step. Sacrifice is the price of faith made real. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they're unwilling to pay the cost. They want the reward without the relinquishment, the victory without the fight. But nothing great comes without sacrifice. Look at Serena Williams. Her dominance on the tennis court wasn't just talent, it was years of early mornings, grueling practices, and saying no to distractions that others indulged in. She sacrificed comfort for greatness because she believed her potential was worth it. Sacrifice isn't loss, it's investment. It's trading the temporary for the eternal, the fleeting for the lasting. What are you willing to give up? Not just the obvious vices, scrolling mindlessly, chasing validation, but the deeper ones. The need to be liked, the comfort of certainty, the safety of staying small. Napoleon Hill taught that every goal has a price, and the greater the goal, the greater the sacrifice. When Jeff Bezos left a cushy Wall Street job to start Amazon in a garage, he wasn't just risking money, he was risking reputation, security, the approval of those who called him crazy. But his belief in his potential was worth more than their opinions. What's your potential worth to you? What are you willing to let go of to claim it? Momentum is the reward for sacrifice. It's the force that builds when you take consistent action, when you align your belief, courage, faith, and sacrifice toward your vision. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they never gain momentum. They take one step, then stop, waiting for a sign or a shortcut. But momentum isn't found in single moments. It's built through repetition, through showing up day after day, even when the results aren't immediate. Think of Beyoncé. Her global stardom wasn't born in a single performance. It was the product of years of discipline, of performing in small venues, of refining her craft when no one was watching. Momentum turned her potential into a legacy. Your life is like a boulder at the top of a hill. At first, it takes everything you have to push it an inch. But once it starts rolling, nothing can stop it. That's momentum. It's not about speed, it's about consistency. Every small action, writing one sentence, making one call, learning one skill adds weight to your momentum. Napoleon Hill said that success is the result of persistent effort in the direction of your definite chief aim. Most people stop pushing before the boulder tips. But you're different. You're here because you know that each step, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your potential. What's one action you can take today to keep the boulder rolling? Connection is the spark that amplifies momentum. No one achieves greatness alone. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they isolate themselves, convinced they have to do it all on their own. But the greatest minds in history built networks of support, collaboration, and inspiration. Andrew Carnegie didn't build his steel empire alone. He surrounded himself with advisors, workers, and mentors who shared his vision. Connection isn't just about what others can do for you. It's about what you can create together. It's about finding people who see your potential even when you doubt it yourself. Who's in your circle? Not just the people who cheer you on, but the ones who challenge you, who push you to be better, who hold you accountable to your own potential. Napoleon Hill called this a mastermind group, a collective of minds united by a common purpose. In 2025, connection is easier than ever, but it's also noisier. Social media can trick you into thinking you're connected when you're just distracted. True connection is intentional. It's finding mentors who've walked the path, peers who share your hunger, and communities that lift you up. Who's one person you can reach out to today, not to ask for something, but to build something together? Humility is the anchor that keeps connection authentic. Most people fail to believe in their potential because their ego gets in the way. They either think they're above others, refusing to learn, or they think they're beneath them, refusing to try. Humility is the balance. It's knowing you're capable of greatness, but never too proud to grow. Consider Albert Einstein. His theories reshaped the world, but he never stopped questioning, never stopped learning. He once said, "I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious." That curiosity, that humility, unlocked his potential. Humility doesn't mean diminishing yourself. It means recognizing that your potential is a gift, not a trophy. It's understanding that you're part of something bigger, that your success is tied to the success of others. Napoleon Hill believed that humility opens the door to infinite intelligence, allowing you to tap into wisdom beyond your own. When you approach life with humility, you're open to feedback, to failure, to the lessons hidden in every moment. What's one thing you can learn from someone you admire? Not to copy them, but to grow into the best version of yourself. Impact is the legacy of humility in action. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they focus on what they can gain, not what they can give. But true potential isn't measured by your bank account or your followers. It's measured by the difference you make. Look at Malala Yousafzai. Shot for daring to learn, she could have retreated into fear. Instead, she turned her pain into purpose, fighting for girls' education worldwide. Her belief in her potential wasn't about personal glory, it was about impact. That's why her name echoes through history. What impact do you want to leave? Not just on the world, but on the people around you, your family, your community, even a stranger whose life you touch. Napoleon Hill said that success without a purpose is empty. Your potential is a tool for impact, a way to leave the world better than you found it. Maybe it's teaching a child to dream, solving a problem that's plagued your industry, or simply showing someone they're not alone. Impact doesn't require a stage, it requires intention. What's one way you can make a difference today, no matter how small? Legacy is the shadow your impact casts. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they think legacy is for the greats, the Lincolns, the Mandelas, the Musks. But legacy isn't about fame, it's about meaning. It's about creating something that outlives you, whether it's a business, a story, or a value passed down. Walt Disney's legacy isn't just theme parks, it's the joy he sparked in generations. Your legacy doesn't have to be global to be profound. It could be the courage you instill in your children, the kindness you show a stranger, the work you do that inspires someone you'll never meet. What will your legacy be? Not what the world expects, but what you choose. Napoleon Hill believes that every person has the power to create a legacy through their thoughts, actions, and beliefs. Your potential isn't just about what you achieve, it's about what you leave behind. Picture yourself at the end of your life, looking back. What do you want to see? A life of what-ifs or a life of I did? Your legacy starts today with the choices you make, the beliefs you hold, the actions you take. What will you build? As you stand here, the world spinning around you, know this. Your potential is not a dream, it's a fire. It's been there all along, waiting for you to claim it. Most people fail to believe in their potential because they let fear, doubt, or distraction snuff it out. But you're not most people. You're here, listening, because you know there's more. You feel it in your bones, in the quiet moments when the truth whispers, you were born for greatness. Not someone else's greatness, yours. Unique, unrepeatable, undeniable. This isn't the end of your journey, it's the beginning. Every word you've heard, every story, every principle is a spark. Fan it, let it burn. Let it consume the doubts, the excuses, the lies you've been told about what's possible. Napoleon Hill said that your only limits are the ones you set for yourself. So tear them down. Believe in your potential with a ferocity that shakes the stars. Act on it with a courage that silences fear. Build a life that echoes through time. The world is waiting not to judge you, but to be changed by you. What will you do with this moment? Choose to believe, choose to act, choose to become.